In this present generation, there are a lot of cybersecurity attacks taking place. So, every one of us must have a minimum knowledge of what is cryptography and its technologies. Hello everyone, my name is Dheeraj Theegela and I am currently pursuing my third year computer science engineering at Bennett University. In this video, we will talk about the cryptographic technology. Before discussing about the cryptographic technology, let us become aware of some basic terminology that is need to be known in the cryptography, such as crypto means a hidden secret. Cryptography means the study of techniques that are used to secure the information. Cryptanalysis means study of techniques that are used to break the ciphers. What is cipher? Cipher is an algorithm that is used to convert the plain text into a non-understandable format or encoded format and vice versa. What is encryption means? Encryption means converting the plain text into a non-understandable format. Decrypt. Decrypt means converting the uh, non-understandable format into a plain text or understandable format. Actually, what is the use of cryptography? We don't like our information to be known to all the people other than the receiver. So, cryptography helps by making the information secure and uh, understandable only by the receiver. There are some conditions to be followed: the confidentiality, integrity, and the availability. It is also known as the CIA trade. The cryptographic technologies that are used in this present generation are symmetric key, asymmetric key, hash functions, and random number generation. So let us briefly discuss about each of these cryptographic technologies in this video. This flowchart tells that the cryptography is divided into symmetric key cryptography and asymmetric key cryptography. The symmetric key cryptography is subdivided into modern cryptography, classical cryptography. The classical cryptography is also subdivided into transposition cipher and substitution cipher. These ciphers are the basic ciphers and can be um decrypted using the brute force methods. The modern cryptography is also subdivided into the stream ciphers and block ciphers. Symmetric key technique. It is the first and most basic cryptographic technique. It uses a single key for both encryption and decryption. The length of the key should be 128 or 256 bits. Some examples of this cipher are Playfair cipher, Wigner cipher, um, Caesar cipher, and many more. Actually, now the example ciphers come under the category of the classical cryptography, that is the transposition or the substitution ciphers. This diagram represents the workflow of a symmetric key cryptography. In this, the plain text is encrypted using a key. The encrypted text, that is the cipher text, is sent to the receiver. The same key, that is the key that is used to encrypt the data, uh, is sent to the receiver securely using the cipher techniques. Then the receiver, using this key, decrypts the data, uh, decrypts the cipher text into the plain text. The classical symmetric cryptographic technique are basic. So now we use the modern symmetric cryptographic technique. So as earlier we saw that the modern symmetric cryptographic techniques are subdivided into stream ciphers and block ciphers. Stream ciphers actually encrypt or decrypt single character at a time. Example cha-cha, RC4 and many more. The block ciphers encrypt or decrypt the data a block of characters at a time. Example AES Advanced Encryption Standards, DES Data Encryption Standards, and etc. Advantages of the symmetric key technique. It is very easy to implement. It is relatively fast than the other cryptographic techniques. The disadvantages of the symmetric key techniques are it is less secure. The intruder can use the brute force techniques to decrypt the encrypted data. Sharing the key is the most important task in the symmetric key technique. During this time, the intruder can attack and get the key and have the access to all the information of us. Asymmetric key cryptography technique. It uses two keys, one key for encryption and the other key for decryption. The two keys are public and private keys. Um, it is secure. The length of the key is 2048 bits or higher is suggested. Examples of this technique are Diffie-Hellman, RSA, etc. The image shows that the B, the sender, uses the A's receiver's public key to encrypt the original data or the plain text into the cipher text. The receiver uses his private key to decrypt the cipher text into the original text. Advantages of asymmetric key technique. Message authentication. It provides the information of the sender and the receiver. Non-repudiation. It shows the evidence of the message, like it shows the IP address of the sender or the receiver. It also gives the integrity of the message. That means it tells whether the data that we receive or is tampered or not. Disadvantages of asymmetric technique. It is a very slow process. Public keys are not authenticated, and reusing of keys can give a chance to the intruder to access our information. Hash function. Hash functions are extremely useful in the information security systems. A hash function is a mathematical function that takes the data as the input and converts it into a fixed value. This value is known as the message digest or simply the hash value. It is mainly used to store the passwords and to check the integrity of the data. That is, whether the data is tampered or not. The popular hash functions are MD5, SHA, the secure hash algorithm. This diagram represents the workflow of the hash function. The original data or the plain text is sent into the hash algorithm. Then the hash value is generated. This hash value and the original data is sent to the receiver over the network. Then the receiver again sends this original data into the hash algorithm and computes the hash value. Then the receiver compares both the hash values, that is the hash value generated by the receiver itself and the hash value that the sender sends, and check whether they are identical or not. By this process, we can also observe whether the data uh, during this process is tampered or not. Advantages of hash function. Users can identify the data that they receive is tampered or not. This function prevents the data from being reverse engineered. Disadvantages of hash function. Same hash value can be associated with different data. Some brute force techniques can be used to crack or decrypt the hashed data. Random number generation. It generates a sequence of numbers that can't be predicted. It is of two types: pseudo-random number generator. It is a deterministic algorithm. It actually takes an initial value and generates a sequence of random numbers. The truly random number generator. It generates a sequence of truly random numbers. It uses the physical processes such as the quantum phenomena or the thermal noise to generate the sequence. The advantages of the random number generator. It is very difficult to predict the number, so it is the best cryptographic technology. It requires very less memory, but the only one disadvantage is in pseudo-random number generator, we use a seed value, and it is very important to secure this seed value. In this video, we have seen the different types of cryptographic technologies, such as the symmetric key, asymmetric key, hash function, and random number generation, its advantages and disadvantages respectively. So I hereby conclude this video. I hope this video is informative. Thank you for your time and interest.